Alright, so bad news. I've got some sort of meniscus injury. It's a part of the knee, my left knee. And really, it was avoidable, I think. But I'm gonna go through it. I'm gonna go through the day that I had yesterday. Today is October 20th. But the long and short of it is that the cut is on hold because I can't punish my body anymore. It makes no sense to cut when you can't even train. And I can't reasonably train. Because anything you're gonna do, you're gonna have force running through your legs when you're picking up the weights or when you're holding them. Even the weight of a sandal on my leg hurts like hell, and I have to immediately just bail. And this really sucks. And only now am I, because I was very positive about it when it happened. I didn't think it would be anything major, and even if it was, well, these things happen. But I'm a little bummed out, man. This sucks. Because one way or another, this means that either my whole idea, my whole plan that I had come up with, which I haven't actually mentioned on the channel yet, either that has to move forward, or I won't be as lean when I finally do that. And this is still with the optimistic thought of it won't be a long-term, like properly long-term thing, and I don't know that, you know. So, well, I'm gonna go through the videos here. I will cut a little bit. I will cut just to the source files sometimes as needed. But I've got yesterday's videos up here. Not all of them are relevant. But let's start with the first set. VLC is not very good. This guy here, really cool guy. I'm not sure if it's a separate audio source, so I'll pause and say, this guy, like mid-30s kind of guy, very nice, and we talked about training. I told him about my channel and all that. I said that he's in the basically in the army, I suppose, Försvarsmakten. So that's cool. We started talking a bit, I think, after this. So if you saw here, I did VLC, man. I did some sort of, at some point, some sort of body weight squats as a warm-up. I didn't even catch it, so. So what I did here is I didn't properly warm up. That's one of my mistakes I made. I didn't even think. I was just in the gotta get this done mode. So I never did the just the empty thing, and that on its own is already 75 kilos. I just jumped straight into this, and that's kind of silly of me. In fact, it was very stupid of me. So let's see. I haven't looked this over, so I'm not sure exactly. I know a thing that happened, but I don't know when it was. Look at my feet. I look at my left foot, and I adjust both feet a little bit. I'm making some noise, but I'm not really very. I don't think this is where the actual injury came. Maybe some strain there in the knee in that rep that was I just saw. I did 12 reps here. Tried it for a 13th. Let's see how that turned out. But you can see how I do very posterior dominant squat. I see that I went for the 13th. Next up we have this. This is set number 2. Let's see. No, I think this video is so short. I think I decided to do something first. Oh yeah, no. Oh yeah, I remember. I wasn't sure how many reps I had done here. That's why that happened, because I wanted to do RP 5, so 5 reps fewer than I did on the top set. I didn't end up doing that, but it's the reason for it. Let's look at the feet again. There's a bit of like strain and bounce, but nothing crazy, nothing I haven't done before. That one is barely hanging on the right side. I did not notice that, but thankfully held on for my reps. And I'm walking just fine. I don't think this was the culprit. It was about freezing there, actually, and that is definitely a factor. It has to be, even if it's just a small factor. Let's have a look here. I'm putting them on again. So this should be roughly 87 kilos with the tires. Getting into this is a bit weird, but I've done it before just fine. So then this must be it. Now let's look at the left foot, because it's not going to be right at the start. You see, it's a bit awkwardly angled, so I adjusted it just there. It's just a tiny thing from here, but oh, look at the knee there, how it moved. Oh, that's not good. There's a little bit of a pop, which happens to me sometimes. I didn't think anything of it. And there. And my left leg is already moving a bit more stiffly. I had no idea at the time. I thought I'd just done my sets. I was quite happy, actually. I don't have any footage of the actual thing happening, unfortunately. But I suppose that wouldn't be very nice to see anyway. I was talking to the guy, and I saw a different guy. He walked up to that same squat thing and started doing and I thought, oh, those sissy squats, like partial sissy squats or something, because he was on his toes and yeah. So I was going to demonstrate what I meant by a sissy squat by doing one like proper. I was like holding on, like box jumping, but they're just stripped logs, and and that's what I've been resting my camera on, the tallest of them. And then I held on to the second tallest just with my left hand, and I started to go down, and very quickly it just popped, and I felt it like, ooh, and now it's just stiff. I felt it like at the top of the knee, and I suppose in the knee as well, and on the side. It was so much all at once, it was hard to really quantify at the moment, at the time. Now he was very concerned, and I was very optimistic, like, no, continue your training. Yeah, I can at the very least make it home. There's no problem. I'm young, and that's how I felt, because I've never experienced anything like this before. And then this is definitely one where I'll have to probably blur out or cut stuff. But it started to snow while I was talking to him. See? It's snowing. A bit of snow there was. I suppose it's melting already. The snow was snow in my bag. Every year when it starts to snow, it feels surreal. It doesn't feel like it's actually happening. It just feels made up. Here it is. It's snowing. I want to get a bit more footage of it. There you go. Because it's going to pick up. I know it is. But I've got to get home. Oh golly. snow. I was chatting with this guy, and I said, "Is that snow? It's starting to snow." Yeah. First snow. I have a bunch of kids there for their school or something, or their sports club. Probably sports club. Okay. Vi ser det snöar, vi ser det snöar, det var väl roligt, hurra! And then I got home. I tried to do a bit of just light running, which was at the threshold that I didn't even really consider to be running, and I still had to do my rows. I figured I was very slow with getting that part of the training started, which I think is very understandable. So let's have a look. So this is the warm-up set. Because before this I just tried to figure out, well, how do I...
Så Nick Best när han gjorde för 23:e året i rad eller någonting, gjorde han ett squat på 800 pounds.
So basically I was trying to figure out, well, how can I sit on this? Can I get into a good enough position that I can do some rows? Because I know the problem isn't my back, it's just my knee and stuff, my leg anyways, what it was at that point. I wasn't sure it was just the knee at that point. I explained the whole thing with Nick Best squatting 800 pounds for like 23 years in a row. And you see here I have to do that, and then I put my foot just on the right side for some support. Obviously this is not nearly as easy. Yeah, like that. Yeah, what I said is, as soon as I grab the weight, it's just hurt. Because I think I tried to put the foot on there as well, on the left side, and that was not so good. But I think I do put the foot on the right side here, yeah. Not in the way there. But it was very important that I start with the right weight, and here I have to just sort of maneuver myself. But you see, the actual rowing was fine. This was just 4 reps, of course, because it was a warm-up, so there's a lot of effort for that. The hardest part is getting into it and getting out. So this is how I was training. Same again, second set. You can see my, my body fat's not as great as I once thought. I haven't mentioned that either, have I? Let's go through that real quick. So basically, I thought that my body fat percentage was a lot lower than it actually was, and I thought that by now I would have been 13% body fat, which is obviously not true. And so it was devastating for me one night, but then I just sort of accepted it, I went by what it says on the bioimpedance scale, and I know that thing usually underestimates your lean mass or overestimates your fat or whatever, but I figured, okay, this is a safe bet because they don't tend to overestimate how much muscle you have. So that would put me weighing 185 pounds, 84 kilos, at 20% body fat on the dot, which is, I thought I started at 20.5% body fat, weighing 95 kilos, 210 pounds, but didn't turn out to be true, and it turns out I've still got pretty good muscularity. It made a lot more sense. I've struggled a fair bit with all this, so I figured, okay, I'm gonna cut, and I've run the numbers, and if this whole injury thing hadn't happened, the cut would probably have been over by the end of the year. And so that was the plan, and then I would start bulking in the new year, more bodybuilding, hypertrophy focused, and then a bit of a strength phase towards the end. Now I don't know, you know, if I don't know what's gonna happen with this whole knee thing. I don't know how long it's gonna bother me. I don't know to what extent. I don't know if it's gonna be one of those things that I always have to be mindful of in the future. But I'm not gonna expect anything worse than what it has to be. So I'm going to once I am able to bulk again, I don't know if I'm gonna do a proper strength phase, because I feel like it would be much more beneficial just to put on more muscle, keep on doing that, then I can cut again, and I keep on doing that, have a bigger base, condition my tendons and ligaments and so on more, and not rush it, because I wouldn't be proving anything really by doing a 200 or 210 kilo deadlift in 2024 in particular, because in the end it's not gonna prevent me from making progress much. That's about a 60-degree angle, I think, if I've got my angles right on my knee that I've got right now. You see, I have to adjust it, because you can be in one position and it feels fine, and all of a sudden it just hurts, because I guess it gets stiff, and there is some sort of fluid thing in there, that's the thing that usually pops, like when you do, which my fingers always seem to be able to do, almost. I just felt a weird little thing in my foot. Putting on more muscle anyway, building up that, fixing that asymmetry, just getting bigger, and then I would be able to put on the strength more quickly than I would have otherwise anyway. So there's no point in rushing it. That's completely just it's not even ego. It's just lack of humility, and humility is definitely the lesson I've learned lately. But that was my training yesterday. So what am I doing now? Well, like I've said, it makes no sense to cut when you can't even train, and it makes no sense to train when you've got a big injury to heal. And I just can't train. I can't hold on to really anything. I think so what I'm doing is I'm gonna eat at like sedentary maintenance calories and just try to heal. And I won't be training, unfortunately. I love to train, but I won't be. It's possible that I'll do some like one-legged push-ups or something, possibly, but I don't know what that would be like. I'm just not feeling good. I'm just like hobbling about, and I do not want to impede the healing. So I'll be doing that, unfortunately. So the cut is on hold, and we will just see. I've never had anything like this before. If it's like a meniscus tear or something, which it seems to be, and that's how it feels in terms of the shape of where it hurts and the position, as in the location, then prospects are alright. Depends on just in what way you've torn it. And I am quite bummed out. I really am. Because I've worked hard, but the lesson learned here really is just that you can't just do whatever. You're not invincible. You're young, you're strong. You're never gonna be as good as you. It's never gonna be as good as you think you are. You're never gonna be invulnerable, and these things actually do happen. I didn't expect anything like this to happen to me. So take it easy. Listen to your body. Warm up. don't do anything stupid. just just sort of That's the sort of shit I'm dealing with. And yeah. So I don't know what I'll be able to really make videos about. There is a thing coming out a little before Christmas. It's already on the channel. It's unlisted. I've kept it that way because of the nature of it. It's not a lifting video, but I think you'll enjoy that anyway. More is there to say. But I will be posting. I will keep posting in my server, which you can join down below. And that's I post a lot about stuff in the fitness channel mainly, and I post a ton of stuff. So if you're interested in this, if you want to ask me about any of this or chat or whatever, join. We have some vetting just to be safe, and it's manual. So just go along with that. It might take a day or two before I see you, but I'll let you in after that.